And I started even getting orders out of Georgia now state from other states.
Really?
Yes, I could post them using post office.
The business was that good?
No, it had become very good. And I was known, the chapati lady. I'm getting excited. Wow, wow. And then I decided, sini pasta. Can he steal from me? No. So I go again to the bank.
Hello Tuko family, my name is Kingori Wangeshi. Picture this, you are living a life of affluence in the United States of America. You're working alongside running a business that is doing very well. But along the way, something happens and you find yourself in Kenya and living in a one-bedroom rental house. What happened to Beatrice Mangure? Let's find out on this episode of My Story.
Thank you, Beatrice, for allowing us to come to your house and have a conversation regarding your story. I have seen it somewhere, and including on our website. So I thought, why shouldn't we sit down and have it from the horse's mouth? But before that, just introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingori, and thank you for coming over. I really appreciate. Okay, my name is Beatrice Mangure, and I reside here.
When you say you reside here, paint for us the picture of where you reside.
Okay, I live in Nairobi City, in a place called Riruta Satellite. It is within the Nairobi City, in the Great South County, and in Nairobi. Yes.
We are here because, looking at your story, I don't know if it's perception or what, but you ought not to be here.
Absolutely.
How did you find yourself here and why? How did it happen?
Okay, to start with, actually, I've gone through a lot in life. I was living in Nairobi initially, and I was also working here in Nairobi. That is since I was a young girl. After finishing school in the mid-80s, I went to college, and I finished college. After I finished, then I got a job in the late 80s in an NGO. I was working in the computer department. That is when we had the big frame computers. Remember when computers started coming to Kenya? So I was in the supervisor in the department. And I worked there when I was a girl. Then I got married. After getting married, I stayed in my marriage for a couple of years. And then my marriage didn't work. So
how many years?
I was married for about 6 years. Then we divorced with my former husband. And actually, after divorcing with my former husband, it's when I decided, well, because I went through a very hard situation. So I decided, actually, I was feeling Kenya is not for me.
What is this hard situation?
I went through depression, very hard depression. Because to me, when I was getting to marriage, I thought I was getting to marriage to stay. And here I am, I've gotten into marriage, I've had two children, then my marriage didn't work. And therefore...
What happened?
Just the normal disagreement between families, and unfortunately, there were unconciliable differences, which we decided just to part ways.
Okay.
Yes, and unfortunately, or rather, I don't know whether I'll put it unfortunately or fortunately, my husband married my house girl.
The one that we were with in the house?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And that one heartbroke me so much. And as a result of that, because it's a big shaking actually, here you are a complete family with 2 children and happy family. And here you are now, you are on your own with your children, and he has moved on with his life. So I decided, I think I need to get out of Kenya. And it is where now I started making arrangements and left decided to leave the country. Yeah, in the midst of depression, because I was going through a lot of depression. I felt like everybody was speaking about me, about this divorce. So this one made me to want just be out of the country. And I started processing my papers, and I went to the US. I went to Georgia State, in a place called Atlanta. And that's where I started now building my life. Yes. And
how was it? How did, you know, you're from a different continent. Did you get culture shock, or you just went with the tide?
Actually, you just can't go with the tides. You're coming from a different perspective of life. You are coming where we have culture. Here you come to a society which is cultureless. They don't have no culture. It's, you do as you wish. And then you just get what we call culture shock, because, I mean, in America, people do what they want. If you want to go out naked, it's your problem. Nobody's going to ask you.
It's the land of the free.
It's the land of the free. Yeah, and then there are many things. Then there is also racism in that country. We get there with our Kenyan English, and we think you are speaking English, then you are told, wow, where are you from? You know? The other thing is that you go there, you think you are polished, your English is polished and everything. And then you are like the first stage of when you get to America, we are trained as CNAs. What do I mean by CNA? It's Certified Nursing Assistant. Yes, where now you go and you can be employed in medical fields, in nursing homes, in assisted living, all that kind of stuff. So that's where we start basically. So I got into that, and I went and I was trained as a CNA. And then you are assigned to old people homes. And you go there very well dressed up, and you're introduced. This is Beatrice, who is coming to be taking care of you. And she'll be assisting you wherever possible. That is in medically, actually, not like a maid. And then the first incident I remember was an old lady. Okay, then we are offered the seat. We sit down with the manager who had taken me there. Then she looks at me and asks me, oh, you are very much dressed up. You look nice. Said, wow, okay, thank you. Oh, you got nice. Your outfit is nice. That is, you are wearing the scrubs for work. And then she keeps quiet, looks at me. And then she asks me, can I ask you a question? Yes. Where did you get this dress? Because you are from Africa, and Africans don't wear clothes.
Wow.
Yes, that's what they believe. Did you wear clothes at the airport? Said, no, ma'am. I bought these clothes and I've worn them to come to work. Then they asked me, but Africans don't wear clothes. Said, oh, okay. And then you are asked, how did you learn English? Did you learn English at the airport before you came here?
That was too stereotypical.
Absolutely. That's how they are. Yeah, and they're serious. They're not joking. Then this time you kind of like, you're hesitant, you have not known. But as you go working there, now you say, oh, what's the point of trying to correct them? So I just oh yeah, I wore clothes at the airport.
Yes.
And even I learned English at the airport. And then some even ask you, do you live in trees?
Really?
Yes. They ask you, do you live on trees? Said, yes, ma'am, we live on trees. And then one word is the one who made me just kind of like say, what's the problem here? Ask me, now, do the planes when they come to Africa land on trees? Said, yeah, they land on trees, and we climb the trees and we get into the plane.
Wow.
Oh, that's how they are. And that's how they look at Africans. So, but by and by now you're getting used. Now you start polishing your English because now you're in America. And now you start getting to the system. And that's how it was initially.
And how was that work, taking care of of the old?
Yes, taking care of the old.
How was it for you?
Actually, for me, I kind of like loved it because I have that grace. I love taking care of the old people. I love just kind of like showing them compassion, so showing them love, showing them tenderness.
Yes.
So I kind of fitted in very fast. I fitted in very fast. Other than now, you are going to find some who are aggressive. Then you are going to find others who are very good. So I fitted in and I moved on very fast.
All right.
Yes.
I have a friend here.
Right.
What's her name?
She's called Julie.
Oh, this is Julie.
Yeah, it's my pussycat.
Okay.
I love her. Yes. She seems she have loved you. Eh?
I thank God. We thank God.
Yeah, she's good, Julie.
Yes. Julie will be part of our set today.
Right.
She's harmless.
Yes, she is harmless. She's so lovely.
Yes.
You're right.
What did you make out of your job at the US?
Now, after working for a couple of years there, I'm kind of like somebody who like entrepreneuring, right? I didn't believe these wages of being paid $8 an hour would take me anywhere. So as I was venturing now and learning the system, after a couple of years, actually I managed to start my own company.
Wow.
Oh yes,
in the US?
Yes. I started a catering company because I looked at our scenario as Kenyans, and I could see Kenyans are very hardworking there, and they don't have time to rest. So I decided if I can be of use to the Kenyans or would the community by either making for them mandazis, making them chapatis, that is Kenyan food, then they can just come and buy, and then they go with them to their homes.
Yes.
And that's actually, it became a reality. And I started making chapatis. I started making the Kenyan food in general, chapati, mukimo, pilau, all that. And then as they come from work, somebody just calls and makes an order because I could cook my food on orders. It was like an outside catering per se, but also I could cook for weddings and all that kind of stuff. So somebody could make an order, like I want 10 chapatis, I want 50 chapatis, I want 2 trays of mandazis, I want like 20 samosas. So I just have a book where I could write all these orders, and then I prepare the orders. So as the person is coming from work or wherever they are coming, they come, they pay me, they pick their orders, they go home. And that's, I learned, I ran that business for about like 8 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you have a brand name that if you say that I was working with this name, they would know?
Absolutely.
What was your
business name? My business was called New Light Catering Services.
Wow.
Yes.
For 8 years in the US.
8 years in the US.
You're working as CNA.
Yes.
Alongside your
business.
running your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you make some dollars?
Oh, yes. I made good dollars. I mean, that business was the joy. And you see, it's kind of like something I prayed through. Because I remember, so that before I started this business, one day I had just come from work, taking care of an old lady. And then I was seeing this money is not enough to send money home, to pay my bills and all that, to pay all that. So, and I remember I was in the house feeling a bit depressed, because the money is not becoming enough. After being paid, the money is just kind of like finishing. And as I was watching TBN in America, I saw there was this pastor called Parsley, and they were saying they were anointing clothes. All right? Clothes where people could take these clothes, go with them home, and then they put on their sick people, and people could get healed. So, and as I was looking at them, the story that came was about Moses and the children of Israel. And I'm watching, and then I said, God, I'm not satisfied in what I'm doing. I need to do something better, where I can even touch people's lives. But I can be able to, I'm not in a capacity to start a church, right, in this country. So what can I do? Lord, help me. I need to do something. And then it's kind of like you are conversing, but it's in the mind. Somebody, then I hear the question, what do you have in your hands? And I sat down and I said, you know, Lord, I love cooking. Cooking is my specialty. It's my hobby. I love it. Then cook. Then cook.
Yeah, that is how the business started.
That's how the business started, actually. I was in the house. And then outwardly after that, some ideas started coming in. Create some brochure, go and give to people in churches, go and give to Kenyans everywhere you go to a meeting, be having brochures. And also start cooking chapatis, put them in their car, and take to, go and sell to people. Tell them this is what I'm starting to do. I'm telling you, Kingori, it wasn't easy fast initially because people ridiculed me like crazy. She has come to America to start making chapatis. She is crazy. I said, just do this, try my chapati. But one thing I could do when I'm cooking chapati, I could pray over them. And I could send them out. Now I'm copying the prayer clothes. So I could pray about them, pray over them. And I said, my God, wherever this chapati is going, let it touch people's lives. If people are sick, let them get healed. If anything, once they get to those houses which I cannot get, there be peace. Lord, follow this chapati with sign and wonders. I'm just praying. So
I worked wonders.
Yes, and actually my chapati started working wonders. Do you know people started saying they have never eaten such kind of chapatis? Oh my God, Beatrice, what do you use for your chapatis? And I started even getting orders out of Georgia now state from other states.
Really?
I could post them using post office. Yes, chapati, I could freeze them, freeze samosas, free mandazis, pack them up, and post them to other states.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The business was that good?
No, it had become very good. And I was known, the chapati lady. That's what they called me. Ule mama wa chapati. Yes, and actually God just followed. And people loved my chapatis. Even when people have got weddings, the first they could ask, ile chapati ya Beatrice. Ni Beatrice atapika chapati. Even if I'm not cooking other things, Beatrice ni ataleta chapati. And I saw the hand of God in it. After that, now my kashusho, the one I was taking care of, died. Now I dipped into my business. And that's how I survived most of the time there. Right.
Did you make investments, assets with the money that you're making from the business?
Now, actually about investment, I couldn't invest. Reason being, I'm alone in America and all the bills are on me. Then here in Kenya, I had left my children. And my children were in school. I'm the one who was educating my children, feeding them, dressing them, everything. I had my mama, who I could send support and everything. So being alone there, it became a bit kind of like tasking to invest. I invested on my children.
Okay.
I invested on my children. Right.
Did you encounter any other challenges or other highlights while in the US?
Oh yes. In 2007, as I was in the process of still doing my business, I remember I had a fall. I had gone to see my client in hospital. She was admitted in hospital, and unfortunately there was water on the floor, so I fell down. I slided and fell down and hurt my back.
Oh, sorry.
That's where my back problem started. But I could manage it using pain pills. And then one time I was in the house making chapatis. I had another fall. And then one time I had gone to a supermarket. Then I had another fall.
Wow. Those are
three falls. But so those are some of the challenges I got there. And as a result, now they started slowing me down. And because the work that I was doing, it was kind of like standing most of the time, cooking. You can't cook when you're seated.
True.
And that one now started giving bringing problem on my legs. So I started kind of like my movement started becoming slow. And also on the same token, actually most of the time if I sleep, waking up could have been a problem. When I wake up in the morning, sometimes I could not stand. I could crawl down the bed, go on my knees and hand to the toilet. I can't stand. Pain. Then I go and then I scroll again to the bed. That's when now, before I get to the bed, I take pain pills, which are going to make me manage to be able to, after an hour or so, so that I can be able to walk. So those are the main challenges which I had when I was there. And actually, those are some of the reasons that made me to come back to Kenya.
To come to Kenya.
Right.
When you're going to US,
yes,
things had happened
yes,
in the country. Or
right.
To you.
Right.
That is, your marriage had collapsed.
Had gone down.
Yes.
Right.
Now in the US, your health now has given you a reason to come back to the country.
Absolutely.
Kenya.
Absolutely. Yes.
How was that transition?
Well, it wasn't easy, Mr. Kingori, because one thing, you have to start working on your mind. You have to start accepting to come back. And then actually God works in miraculous ways. It was very hard to make that decision of coming back despite having health challenges then. But one time I was praying because I was asking God for direction. Okay, I'm going back to Kenya. I don't have investment. I don't have a job I'm going to. So it's going back to start from scratch. I asked God, how do I go? And as I was praying, somehow, it was when we had the new constitution, right? The 2010 constitution. And then there was the clause that was there that when you're in diaspora, you can be dual citizen, right? And also you can come to your country and buy, right? So, and then we, along that time now when I was thinking of coming back, a group of Kenyans were thinking the way I was thinking. They wanted to come back, but they wanted to come back and bring a change in this country. So as I was praying, a lady friend of mine called Terry Cairo called me. She's a very dear mama to me. She called me and she asked me, Beatrice, how have you been? This time I'm very sick. I'm not leaving the bed. I'm crying all the time because now I cannot even do my business. My legs have started giving in. So, and she told me, I've just felt I call you to check on how you're doing. I told her I'm doing well, but not very well. I'm a bit sickly. My legs are giving me trouble. I have problem with my legs. And then she told me, now, we were talking with some other people and we have decided we go and buy in Kenya so that we can bring the change on things that we have learned here in America. And then she asked me, are you interested? Without a second thought, I said, yes, I am. Put me in the group.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was put in a group. So, and we started now strategizing. We were not in the same state. So we could have what we call conference calls.
Yes.
Yeah, we could create a conference call group. And then we could now strategize, talk, and all of us, we are buying in different places. Like me, because originally I'm born in Embu. So I decided to go in Embu and become a senator. Then some others told me, now, Mama, you know what? Try it here in Nairobi, because this is cosmopolitan. So, and I said, okay, Nairobi where? And one of them suggested, go to Embakasi South. Uko watu wame mix. So utakuwa na shida sana. And sure enough, I went to Embakasi South.
Yes, to run for MP.
MP now, yes. So I went, did my posters and everything, started campaigning there. And with ile watu kupeana, kununua, nini.
What number were you?
Nilikuwa na huku nyuma. Huku nyuma kabisa. I had only 2,000 votes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But na huku nyuma, I was not anywhere near the cake. I was very far from the cake. And after that is when I'm back in Kenya, right? I had put my things in the container. And
in the US?
In the US. So they were to be brought for me by a shipper, a Kenyan was shipping things for people. Unfortunately, they never got to me. I never got a thing. Things which were a whole container, which was like worth, things that were inside there was like worth 2 million. I lost it.
What were they?
Household goods. I had bought a lot of household goods, new stuff, everything. I was coming to sell back to Kenya, but I lost that. And
there was no way, there was no recourse, there was no way
there's no way I could have done a recourse because, you know, the shipper is in America, I'm here in Kenya. You can, how are you going to follow a case? You're in Kenya and that one is in America. It becomes very hard. Yeah.
So you just lost them like that?
I lost them.
Is that why you're living here?
No, that's not the reason I'm living here. So then after that, I embarked now to doing other things after losing the campaign. I mean, losing now in the campaign.
Yes, you lost the elections and you've lost your household goods.
Absolutely.
How much did you spend in the campaigns?
Can you imagine, Kingori, I can just tell you from a frank point of view, I didn't spend money. Most of the time we were being funded by like United Nations organizations. They funded us, buying for us t-shirts and everything. And to me, myself, I believed, so most of the money that I used for stuff, buying stuff. But for hungering people, that is out.
Okay.
Right.
So now you lost in the elections and you've lost your household goods.
Yes.
What next?
Now, actually, that was the next question. What next? And that's where I went and registered a company. After registering a company for doing a business with government and parastatals and all that, and I started now going to take my profile of the company profile to government offices, parastatals, organizations, so that I can start getting business. Unfortunately, the way things work here in Kenya is totally different. After doing all that, it was very discouraging because you take your profile, you have used money to prepare all those things, they are trashed. Yeah, because you know in Kenya, it's about who you know where. That's the system here.
And that is not what you are used to.
As we were used to things working direct and straight. If it's business, you are considered. You understand? But here ni unajua nani? Nani atakupushia? And then again, you are told if you want a tender, you have to produce a certain amount of money. Like you are told, you want a tender of $1 million, work 100K down, and it's not guaranteed. Yes. Wajua watu wale weko, what we call that department, procurement department, they are not all the same. They are totally, before a tender go through, it has to be certified by everybody, and not everybody who is going to like you. So I said, no, I can't buy tenders. I can't. So it became very hard. I couldn't. But along the way, as I was now trying to get tender with the government, I am approached by a friend. No, my sister. She tells me she has a friend who does the same business as I'm doing. And since me, because I'm under the PWD, that is person with disability. So I've got high chances of getting even loans from the bank, getting money, all that kind of thing. She introduced me to a friend who had gotten an LPO. She has gotten the tender, she got the LPO. But now she comes up with the story that she doesn't have money because her bank was bank which was closed. She's looking for somebody who can co-sign or work with her, so that she can the person who can come and now with cash, we buy for the goods that were needed, and then we can share the profit. And since my profit was high, I thought this is a good deal. So I put in some money. After putting some money, you see, I'm guaranteed because it's my sister who has introduced me to this person. Unfortunately, after putting in the money, buying the goods and everything, the lady goes underground.
Disappears.
Yes. And nikimpigia simu ananitukana. Naambia nyiwa, you people, you Kenyans who come from America, munajifanyaga munajua sana, mutajua hamjui. I lost a lot of money in that deal. I went to the police. I went to the police because we had a memorandum of understanding. We had agreements. We have everything. I have even her letter-headed, LPOs and everything. Yes, I laid the issue with the police. And she was arrested. But unfortunately, she gave what she gave and she was released. That is one. That is one.
What's the range of the money that you put in?
I had put almost like about 1M.
Okay.
Yes. Then I go another one. I went to a church somewhere in Kawasukari, a very powerful church. They are singing, they are praising. I said, wow, my goodness. That time I was living at Kawasukari. So I said, I think I'll be fellowshipping here. And as usual, in these charismatic churches, once the service is over, all visitors, you see the pastor. You'd like to talk to your people before you leave. So as usual, you just go, you are, that time I was alone, I was the only visitor, so the pastor and the wife comes to me, and they start talking to me, where are you from, where did you come from? And I tell them a little of my story, and and then they tell me, oh my God, welcome, we have a very important person here. So then after doing the tender, before I was, the woman went underground, I went and gave a testimony how God, Mungu amenisaidia, nimempata mpaka a tender, LPO na nagojea quite good money I'm going to get out of it. And the pastor was very interested. And then after giving that testimony in the church, as the mama of the church, then the pastor on a Monday morning calls me and tell me, Beatrice, Mama Beatrice, oh, we were very happy for you. And even the way you encouraged the church yesterday about this tender. Actually, I want to introduce you to some people who does the same business as you are. These ones, they have gotten a very good tender with the Chinese who are building Outer Ring Road. Me, I'm very new, so even I can't remember what Outer Ring Road is. And actually, they have been given a very big LP, tender. Is it called tender or LPO?
It's a tender, yes.
Yeah, tender. So to supply things like SAD, nini, hizi vitu vinajenga barabara. And since you're also looking for something to do, I can introduce you to these people. You work together. Because I had a church member who was going through financial problems. He was introduced to this lady. Now, she told me he's a sister. You know, I don't know them. And they are doing very well. Very well. That man was sleeping here in the church. He didn't have somewhere to stay. Mambo kama hiyo. So I saw this a good deal. So on a Tuesday, we agreed we meet in the church. And we met in the church. I was introduced to a guy. He was called Gilbert by the pastor. He said, this is the man I was telling you about. You see the way he is well dressed. He was well dressed like you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, he was smart. So he came with a pen and paper calculating. Now we have had a tender of, it was 400 million. Yeah.
Almost half a billion.
Almost half a billion. Yes. And they said, wow. See, now our problem is we don't have enough money to supply, but we have the tender. So we are looking for subcontractors so that we can work together. The subcontractors will be bringing in money as we buy the SAD and everything that is required, because we know the standard, the quality that is needed, the quantity and all that. So yako ni kuleta pesa tu. Na wewe utakuwa unalipwa after every 2 weeks. Say, the much more rollies you buy, the more your profit. Tuko kwa kanisa ndani. So I'm buying everything. I'm getting excited. Wow. Hey. And then I decided, sini pastor. Can he steal from me? No. So I go again to the bank, get money. And they said they don't want me to buy because I don't know the quantity and the quality of the stuff is needed. And I even don't have lorries to carry them. They have everything.
And that makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense. So I decided to go and buy, bring them the money. Si niliweka pesa kwa bahasha bwana. Nikawapelekea. Sasa nikawambia, oh, Sister Beatrice, God bless you. You are going to move very fast. Hey, after every 2 weeks, you'll be getting like $1 million plus. Yes. And your interest of the job will be like, it will be like 500,000. Eh? Kingori. See, that's good money. Nikafanya calculation after I left. Kaona hapa nimetoboa. Kenya Mungu alinirudisha kweli. Hapa nimetoboa. Do you know, after now tuliingia, we didn't get the same day because niliwaambia I don't do things without agreements, MOUs, munipatie photocopy ya vipande vyenyu, munipatie everything so that I can be on the safe side. Because I've just been introduced to you people, I don't know you guys. And that's what they did. They brought everything I asked for. Tukaenda, tukagree, hata barua ikaenda ikasaniwa kwa wakili. So I was sure I'm safe. So after about a week, that time wananipigia simu like morning, eve after saa 4 asking, when are you going to bring the money? When are you going to bring the money? Walinisumbua. And then after a week, nikaenda nikawapelekea pesa ina bahasha. So wakaniambia, now wait, after 2 weeks, the Chinese pay after every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks unalipwa pesa unarudishiwa pesa yako plus the interest. Ukitaka kurudi kwa biashara unarudisha tena. Unapata interest, interest plus principal yako after every 2 weeks. Kajua hapa nimetoboa. So after giving them money nikagojea 2 weeks ikaisha. It was around Christmas, almost heading to Christmas. Not Christmas, it was like early December. So I was to get my money. I'm talking in 2015. I was to get my money after 2 weeks. So 2 weeks nikagojea wanipigie simu na nisikie pesa iko kwa account. Kuna pesa inaingia? Hakuna. Nikaanza kusense, haya, what is going on here? Nikawapigia simu. Kaambia, mama, wacha being impatient. Si tumekuambia pesa inaingia. Wachaina hawajatuma na watatutumia na wewe tukutumie. So nikagojea wiki 2 zikaisha. Na ikaenda wiki ya 3. Nikawapigia simu tena. What's going on? Where is my money? Mama, hata wewe sasa ule finance officer or finance manager of this Chinese company has already traveled to China. So the money cannot be released. Tutagojea even after Christmas. Tukaingia Christmas ikaisha, tukaenda. Nikagojea 27th, nikapiga simu. Kamba, he's not yet back. He's coming early January. So nikagojea January. Nikapiga simu tena. Now like sasa tumemaliza maneno yote ya masikukuu. Nikapiga simu tena. Kamwambia, mama, I think he's still doing planning and arranging and everything. I'm being given all kind of stories. Here is when now it awoke on me. Nimeibiwa tena.
By a pastor?
By a pastor.
And were you going to that church?
Yes.
And you will find him there on Sunday?
Yes. No, sasa ndio bado naenda kwa church. Sasa this time sijajua nimeibiwa. So after nimeibiwa, nikaenda nikamkuta. No, after now they have taken me like about 2 months ya kudanganywa. They switched off their phones.
But the church was still there.
But the church was still there. So nikaenda nikakuta pastor. Nikamwambia, excuse me, where are your friends? Muliniambia hii deal inafanya kazi. Sasa wamezima simu, siwashiki. No, don't put me in it. You are working with them. I'm not in it. Kamwambia, pastor, but you are the one, I don't know them. You are the one who introduced me. And you guaranteed me you know them very well. So nakaanza kufanya kujitoa. Yeah, bado kanisa iko hajafunga. So nikaona the only thing is this a police case. So I went and reported matter Kahawa Sukari police station. So nikapewa OB na wakaanza kufuata. Sasa nikaanza ile story ya weka gari mafuta. Tumewaona na zile mashini zetu. Tumewaona pale weko, watalala ndani. So I give them like, we need 10,000 to fuel the car so that we can go for them. Natuma pesa, wapatia sasa the officers who assigned the case. And that is the end of the story. Hakuna mtu atashikwa. So it went like that. Sasa nikawaambia, me even I don't know these two people, who I know is the pastor. So I need the pastor to be answerable. Ni yeye aliniweka kwa hii shida. Na sure enough pastor akaenda akashikwa. Na kesi kapelekwa Thika police station. I mean Thika law court. Na pastor akakuja akasimama kwa mbao. Na mimi sasa tukaenda aka mention and then sa ikawa ni wakati wa ile ya
judgment.
Si judgment. Sasa tuanze case. So, and that was the end of the story. The police had been given money. The pastor cannot be found. Ndio nilipoteza pesa. Pande hii ingine ya Kilimani pia, the accused cannot be found.
So the second year, kina pastor, how much was it?
The pastor nilipoteza almost like 2M.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So now those are like 4 losses.
Yes.
In a row.
In a row. Zinafuatana zote. Now this is the time now I started praying, God, please give me the grace. Let me not lose my mind. I've come back Kenya. I've lost money. I've lost my everything. Sasa nimewachwa bila kitu chochote. I'm done.
And if there's somebody who would be watching and say that you lost because you were greedy, you just wanted to do business and multiply you. Exactly,
because I've come back in Kenya. I will not just sit back. You have to do business so that you can bring in money.
Yes.
Without doing business and bringing in money, you're doing nothing. Yes. So to me, I was just trying what I found Kenyan doing, procurements na nini. Na sasa company yangu is registered, is under person with disability. So I was guaranteed I'm doing the right thing. But unfortunately now they were taking advantage of my trusting them so much. Yeah.
Compare your life, the way you're living in the US.
Yes.
When you're doing business and you're working. And now, look at the space that you're in right now. How can you compare the two?
There's no comparison whatsoever. No comparison whatsoever. Yes, because as I told you earlier, when you were talking with you, I told you before I went to the US, I was living good because I was working for an NGO and I was being paid very good money. But due to depression, I had to resign my job and go to the US. In the US, I worked very hard and I was living good. Actually, even I had like 3 cars on my own. Yes. I could park them out there. And actually, like every time Kenyans come, they don't have means of transport. I could give people cars to use for some time. Yes. Nakupatia gari, tumia mpaka usimame unirudishie gari yangu. I used to be generous. I used to help people. I used to be a community, helping community. Yeah, I don't like seeing people suffering. Right.
Now from that high life to here. And you know, as we were talking before we started the recording.
Yes.
When somebody comes from, and you've been in America for that long, and you are doing well.
Yes.
Then when you come back to Kenya, we don't expect, I don't know, perceptions. We don't expect you to
go down.
To be living like this.
No.
Okay, we are not undermining how you're living, but you will get that comparison.
No, I fully understand, yes.
So how do people take you when they hear your story that you've been in America for all those years? You're doing very well. Now here you are, like somebody who just stopped working those days, those years, and, you know, just started living.
Actually, it hasn't been very easy for me, Mr. Kingori. I've gone through a lot of people talking bad, saying I've wasted my life, I wasted my money. People getting a lot of rejection. People don't want to resonate with me. They are saying, "Uyu ametoka America." And I don't know. you feel like you are a foreigner in your own country. It's been very hard. You feel you are a foreigner in your own country. Most of the time, it has been like tears. Getting back into the system is another challenge. And also with my now physical challenge. Even after I came back, I didn't have a problem with this eye. I got sick when I came back to Kenya. Yeah, but and also now with the challenge of my walking and everything. So it's been kind of like very hard on me. Very, very hard. Yes.
And are you easy to pick? Because when you are talking out there, of course your accent has changed a bit.
Right.
More American than
Right.
it is Kenyan.
Yes.
So you're easy to pick that this person is not, it's not local, so to speak.
Right.
How do you deal with that perception? How?
Well, actually, what I normally do when I'm dealing, I have to look with the people I'm dealing with. I got to try and not speak a lot of English, right? You got to try and be kind of like be Swahili or be Kikuyu, because I'm very fluent in all of them. Because once people hear you speak in English, they think you got a lot of money. Yeah, the perception is you got a lot of money. So people start just planning, because those are not the only people who have stolen from me. I've met people also in the name of pastor. Some also, like a pastor who just stole, now which word am I going to use? He called me, let me use the right word, like 100K.
Different from this
different from one.
Okay.
Yeah, because somebody per se is from the US. So that time I went through a lot of twisting, a lot of people twisting me and all that kind of stuff, because I had that element of trusting people. The way somebody tells you something, you just take it as true. And then like this one, the other one now who stole, the other one, they have gone as a group, they have stolen what they have stolen. And actually now I've met and I've been introduced to another pastor, and that pastor had the word. Oh my God. He could speak the Bible in, out, quoting words without reading the Bible, quoting, said, oh my God, I've found at long last somebody who is going to help me in my spiritual life. Kumbe, after giving you the words, then it comes, Sija, nimechelewa kulipa house rent, help me with this amount of money, help me with this, I don't know, have visitors come, I don't have food. And unampatia, a little before you realize, yeah, this person is also playing a game on me. And you have trusted him so much. Imefika 100,000, ile nitakurudishia. Oh my God.
Do you speak to other people who have come from the US? Do they go through the same?
Actually, most people have gone through the same ordeals, most of them. When you share with people, you hear the ordeals they have gone through. And even some have gone through hard ordeals. Some of them have decided to go back. There are people who go back and they just say, koja tukafanya ile kazi tumezoea. Yeah, so but to me, because of my health, I cannot even think of going back abroad. Yeah, because of my health issues. Yeah.
Or you cannot think of going back?
No. No.
You have friends?
Yes.
In Kenya?
Yes.
In the US?
Yes.
How have they walked with you this journey?
Right now, what I can just say, actually, people in the US are more relating with my ordeals than people in Kenya. Yeah. Because in Kenya, as I said earlier, they have that perception. You are from the US.
You have money.
So you have money. Yes. Not only friends, even your own family. They are kind of like not quick to help. There's sometimes even I was going hungry without food when I was going through these ordeals. There's a time I could go and sleep in churches after coming from the US.
A millionaire, a former millionaire.
Yes.
Why call you a former millionaire?
Yes. There's a time I lived in a children's home for 7 months.
When you came back?
When I came back in Kenya.
Somebody who had 3 cars.
Yes. I've gone through a lot.
How can this Tuko family support you? Because you have a company that can do supplies.
Yes.
We will not give you the money, but we have people who can give you credible networks.
Yes.
Not like the one that the pastor gave you.
Right.
But credible networks to bring in income.
Yes.
How can this family support you?
Okay, now I would really appreciate if I can get people who can give me connections, which can help me. The other thing that I've been trying much, and which I don't know whether it is technology which has gone ahead of me, because all along my life I've been in technology. I've been trying to start a page, or rather a channel. I got it actually. I started in 2012 when I was in the US. But I don't know how to put things in this channel. Like this interview we have now, you can put it in your channel, right?
Yes.
And get views, right? And which can give you something. I've been trying, and I'm unable. Yeah, and also I love singing. And I can sing and put it in my channel and get views. You know, that can bring for me something. And at the same token, I'm not just seated back. As I told you, I have a car. And this car, which actually, God bless the American, the Kenyans in Atlanta, Georgia, they chipped in and I managed to get my car. So at least siwezi lala njaa. So with the taxi, at least my life is going. I'm not just in the house and sleeping hungry. With the car also, I can be even showing people what I do and post it on and get views. Because actually, I talk with clients. I love it. I love traversing Nairobi. It's just in me. I love it, you know.
Yes.
So if I can get my channel going and where I can know how to post things and everything, that's something I would really love. I would really love. And also I get somehow where I can record my music. I love singing. My mom was a singer, the one I told you she passed on 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, so I would like to continue with that gift of singing and bringing the music to the world. Yeah, that's something that I would really love to do. Yeah.
All right. Now, how can you be reached? Do you want to give out your number or your email? Because I'm sure by now you are wiser in dealing with people who will come with all kind of proposals to you. Absolutely. Please.
So as I said, I'm Beatrice Mangure, and I can be reached through my phone number, which is 0722 284 247. Okay, my number is 0722 284 247.
Yes.
Yes.
It is registered as Beatrice
Mangure. Yes, under my name.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Like we said, I know now you are wiser in dealing with people. They bring all kind of proposals to you.
Right.
But I'm sure you are wiser. And now you don't have money. So anyway, what are they
coming for? Unless now they come for me and kill me.
That is not our objective as we do this interview. Right. So we only want you to do much better. Next time you call us and tell us, now this is what our story did.
Yes.
Yes, and we wish you the very best.
Yes.
We are sorry for all that you've gone through.
Thank you.
And you have also taught people who are in the US, because I'm sure that we have audiences there.
Right.
They may be there and might come back to Kenya.
To Kenya, right.
Or they may go back to their different countries.
Right.
They will know how to handle the situations much better. So
absolutely.
Lots of lessons to learn from you.
Absolutely.
And you keep inspiring generations.
Absolutely.
And I see you are a poor parent.
Oh, yes. Look at this baby. She's so comfortable. Right.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
We appreciate. We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingori.
Karibu.
And I thank you very much for coming and interviewing me. I don't take it for granted. I know you have a lot of people to interview and you have a tight schedule, but you've taken time to come and interview me. So I thank you very much, the Tuko family.
Yes.
And you continue doing the beautiful job you are doing, because I've been watching you people online.
Thank you.
So continue with the beautiful job, highlighting people plight, who are going through difficult situations, and also those who have succeeded also.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's kind of like things happen across the spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah, so we appreciate your good work. So keep it up.
One final question, but two final questions.
Right.
Are you all alone? Did you now stop dating? You don't want to get married or that?
Actually, right now I can say I've been divorced officially for 25 years.
Okay.
Okay, my going to the US, I didn't get into any serious relationship other than just friendships. And I've come back to Kenya. I've not gotten to any serious relationship. One being, I had a target, my mom. My mom now was aging up, and I decided to give my whole attention to my mom. I love her so much. Okay. May God rest her soul in peace. So I didn't want anything that is going to interfere with my taking care of my mom. She took my time. From Monday to Saturday, I normally am on the road doing the taxi work. Then I could just be with my mom wherever possible. Okay. And now, since I've given her what my heart really desired, now I'm free, very free to mingle. If I get a friend, I don't mind.
Any specific preferences?
Absolutely, absolutely. If I have to get a friend, or rather a partner, let me put it, it has to be like from 65 years and above. Okay. 65 years. I don't want young people. 65 and above. It must be a Christian, somebody who we can relate with each other. Yes. And I'm a compassionate, loving lady. Yes. So I can give my best. All right. Right. So right now I'm open.
If you're there, 65 and above.
Yeah.
Compassionate parent.
Right.
Here she is.
And here I am with my baby girl.
Yeah, yes.
So thank you very much. So I'm open to mingle.
Will you invite us for a wedding if you're successful?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're going to get the biggest share of the cake.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Thank you very much.
They've asked for us to give them stories that will inspire them, and you're one of them.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Now, the final question was, now, you guys, do you want me to take her accent so that the next story I'll be like, we just come here and,
oh my God! You can be able to say, oh my God!
Oh my God!
Right. Absolutely.
You're also humorous.
Oh, yeah. I'm a happy lady. I like being happy.
Please keep it that way.
And most of all, I like making people happy and making people feel wanted. You got to let people feel wanted. Yes. Yeah, don't try to see that you're superior than others. No, we are all equal. We are in this world for a purpose. Purpose. To be our friends keepers.
Tuko family, what a lovely conversation we've had with Mama Beatrice Mangure right here at Satellite Riruta.
Absolutely.
Hope that you've learned lessons. And if you are in the United States or you're abroad and you want to come back to Kenya, she's the person to connect with. She can give you a few other lessons as to how you can avoid the journey or the trap she found herself in. For the rest of us, if there is anything or anyone that we can network her with so that she can now stand rising up again, because I believe she's a hard-working lady. That's why we are here as a family. We can support her. She has given us her contacts. Let's do this. My name is Yvonne Kawira. This has been my story right here on Tuko. Thank you so much. Keep watching. God bless you.